Hello YouTube, long time no see on this channel. I know it's been over a month, but we're here to finally talk about another subject. Y'all President Donald Trump at it again. I'm already sick. I ain't even want to come on here, but I said, I owe it to the people to discuss this right here. So out of the many things that he's done did this week, he still go. I mean, since the last time I've been on this channel, he's what came after LeVar Ball, done a double down on calling out football players on the basketball field. One of his darn gone people in the cabinet has darn gone admitted to darn gone lying about the collusion with Russia. And instead of focusing on all those issues, instead of focusing on giving help to the Puerto Rican citizens, but once again, we can't even get help to ours here. So, Puerto Rico is going to be waiting a long time if they think that darn on Trump, who really don't care about Mexican Americans who's been here since 6 months old, you think he's really going to care about Puerto Ricans who's born and raised in Puerto Rico? When we have black people darn going dying off in Flint, Michigan, do you really think he care about brown skinned people dying off in darn on Puerto Rico? And it's sad to say it like that, but it is what it is. But you would think, and instead of addressing, Flint, Michigan, instead of addressing, cops planting drugs on darn on cops planting drugs on innocent citizens, and it's caught on camera, and he ain't spoke out about that, but you're demanding an apology on LeVar Ball. What do he have time to do? One thing we thought he was gonna do good. He had two Native American darn gone cold talkers, right? And as soon as I seen the picture of Andrew Jackson, I said, oh, it's only gonna be a matter of time before people see that racist right there. Like if y'all couldn't have moved the picture. Y'all couldn't have had it done in any other room. It had to be the picture of the one president that had the Indian removal act. So I said, oh, he already up on some darn on bullshit right here. But I said, you know what? This fool don't even know. This fool don't even know the basic vernacular of a fifth grader. So I said, you know what? I'm still going to give Trump the benefit of the doubt. You know what? Considering that he barely knew how to run the, know nothing about the presidency. I'm going to take it at face value. He did not know that Jefferson was the one that did the Indian Removal Act. So we're just going to ignore that, despite the fact that you're having this celebration to two Native Americans who fought in World War II in front of a president who's responsible for the Indian Removal Act. So he goes into congratulating them and thanking them, and I'm just looking like, why in the world were Native Americans even fighting in a war against other brown-skinned people when your land has been taken? But that's neither here nor there. But I was thinking that myself. I said, why was Native Americans in the war? I understand why black people was in the Civil War, because we was fighting for our freedom at the time. But darn going, I don't know what tribe did these people. I think they was the Navajo region of Native Americans. Because I'd be damned if it would have been a Cherokee up on there. But we're going to get into Cherokee in a moment. But I think that was a part of the Navajo tribe. And I don't care what tribe he is. I still don't understand why any brown-skinned person, whether you're Hispanic, Native American, or black, why are you fighting in a war against other brown-skinned people for a commodity that don't benefit you at all? Because Native Americans, you are still getting your land taken to this day. Black people, we're still subject to darn on systematic oppression. If you did not catch my latest video on my channel to show how I have been discriminated against on several different levels in my own industry, y'all go check out that on my beauty channel. I did a vlog for once on my beauty channel discussing the racism and the bigotry and the discrimination and all of that goes on in the beauty industry. In addition to a huge scandal that's going on with a certain massage parlor. But anyways, back to Trump. So he's congratulating them in a darn going demeaning manner, patting them like, now granted that they older. Although they look younger than him, he's darn gonna looking 90 something and they looking 70 something, but the ages are reversed. They're like 90 something because they served in World War II. But I'd be damned if they don't look a little bit young. But once again, Native American genes don't crack too tough either. But Sour Milk was standing up next to him looking like 120 something his damn self. Darn on patting them like they some darn on children or some dolls or some shit, talking about you did a very good job. So if it don't get worse from there, I say, you know what? For Trump, this is the closest to kindness that we're going to get out of him. I said, he just can't go 5 minutes without being sarcastic. Just when we thought this was the goodest that Trump was going to get, he effed it up by bringing up the one person who did not have nothing to do with this conversation. You are darn gonna honoring two Navajo darn gone code breakers. Why in the world did Elisabeth Warren's name come up? And then why, of all the insults to throw towards Elisabeth Warren, in front of a group of Native Americans, in front of a picture of the one president that's responsible for the Indian Removal Act, you throw in that there's been a person around here that was older and been here in the office longer than they have, and her name is Pocohantas. You didn't think they didn't catch that darn gone jive. And now, mind you, Pocahontas tribe done came out and done told him about on the campaign trail about calling Elisabeth Warren Pocahontas, right? But he still decided to call her Pocahontas in a racial slur-like manner in front of two darn gone Native Americans standing in front of a picture of a president that's responsible for the Indian Removal Act. And you wonder why brown-skinned people cannot have no respect for this president. And there is nothing that he can do at this point that would be qualified to redeem him in any capacity. I'm trying to figure out why, when I look at The View, I'm looking at Meghan McCain still trying to defend him. White, pale, pasty McCain, who he talked about your own father, but y'all are so corrupt and darn going on code that you have to defend him at all costs. Just despite the fact that he said your darn gone father wasn't a war hero. Despite the fact he can care less about your darn gone father dying of a darn gone tumor. He keep flip-flopping on issues anyway. He needs to, for all he care, let's put somebody more conservative up in there. At least on the liberal side, we just want darn gone McCain to sit his flip-flopping ass down and darn gone take, go to Africa and get the medication. Stop with that chemo and go get the See, now if you was the darn gonna listen to us over here, you wouldn't be darn gonna going through what you're going through. But you on that Republican side over there, darn going, once again, I pray for him. Maybe the chemo will work for him, but y'all didn't want to pass the darn going alleged cures for cancer, even though you have certain people who's done been there, done that, and is here to live to tell the tale. But you keep on with that chemo with your brain tumor. But once again, at least I'm a little bit more charismatic. Darn gone Trump don't care if you fall dead. But even if you fall dead, your darn gone daughter is still darn gone caping for him. You see how darn gone on code and delusion these darn gone caucus devils are? And I'm talking about the darn gone alt-right, honey. Because they ain't had no business darn gone going for Elisabeth Warren with her Native American ancestry. Whether you believe she's Cherokee or of Cherokee descent or not, that was not the time nor the place for you to bring up that in a joking manner when darn gonna give respect to two undeniable Native American people. That was just the insult of the darn gone. Once again, just another slap in the face to Native Americans. We can't even give you a proper celebration for defending your country that we took from you and force you to darn gonna fight some other people that ain't have shit to do with you. You see how darn gonna demonic these people are? You see how demonic the Klan's folks are? You come over here and take these people country. Have them fight in your war against people that ain't done nothing to them. And then when you try to half behind honor them, after they darn on fellow tribes are going through poison waters over in North Dakota, getting hit with plastic bullets and stuff, getting put in jail. And they getting honored in front of the darn going picture of the president that's responsible for all of this mess centuries later with the Indian Removal Act. You then go ahead and put the cherry on top by throwing in darn on Pocahontas as a racial slur. And you wonder why darn on black people, Native Americans, and Spaniards don't have no darn on love for Trump at all, except for the jigaboos. You have your darn on token. You know they got to have a token one in every one. I'm just trying to figure out who's the coon and darn on Native American up in the bitch. I'm trying to figure out who's the Native American they going to have cooning. Because we got darn on Gerardo, who supposed to be Puerto Rican his dang on self. And ain't said nothing about his people dying in Puerto Rico. I bet you you can't pay darn on Gerardo to go to Puerto Rico right about now. You sitting up in there in Trump's darn on face, yet your people dying in Puerto Rico. You got Ben Carson. You know, we been let go of Omarosa, honey. We knew Omarosa was a fool way back in 2007. We just let her go. But darn on Ben Carson supposed to be a darn on brain surgeon. And then you admitted that you grew up on food stamps. But this is how so on code you is to darn on catering to your massa. Just forget that you had to be on food stamps before you got to where you was at today. Now that you got on, you want to tell other struggling people, oh, you don't need government assistance. You know, my family didn't have to do it despite the fact that I was on food. Food stamps is government assistance, you dumb, coonish mother. Like I said, you get around Trump too long, you can even be a brain surgeon. It's been proven. Everything I'm saying is facts. You can be a brain surgeon, and you stand around Trump too long, and your darn gone brain turn into mush it dang gone self. Who else he done contaminated? Oh, you got darn gone Ann Coulter up in there talking about she's Native American. You see how these devils are. You darn gone got two undeniable Native Americans. And y'all makes a darn gone a joke towards Elisabeth Warren and her darn gone Native ancestry. Now let me get on to Elisabeth Warren. Now Elisabeth Warren, I did do a little bit of research on your behind. You was putting 20 on 10. Now I was with you until you started darn on doing cookbooks and darn on shit. You ain't had no darn on business making a darn on Cherokee cookbook. Now, but as far as getting into school on Native American grade, there ain't no evidence whatsoever that she went to school. This is the background of why they call Elisabeth Warren darn going Pocohantas. And I'm still trying to figure out why they keep calling her Pocohantas, and Pocahontas is not even of the Cherokee tribe. But once again, you know, in the racist mindset, all of us is just together. You know, brown people, we just all together up in this. You know, black people, it ain't no such thing as Dominican, Haitian, you know, West Indian general, Bayesian, African. And you know, and when you go to Africa, there's no such thing as Nigerian, Cameroonian, Congo, Ghanaian, Cape Verdean, Ethiopian, Somali, Sudanese. They don't recognize all the cultures of black people. We just all darn gone Negroes to them. And when it comes to Native Americans, they're just all Indians to them, honey. It's none of this darn gone Swoopsy tribe, darn gone Cherokee, Navajo Indian, Catawba, none of that. Lumbee. No, you're just all darn gone Native Americans to them. Because I'm trying to figure out why you darn gone calling darn gone Elisabeth Warren darn gone Pocahontas when she told you she was of Cherokee descent. Cherokee don't have nothing to do with darn gone the tribe of Pocahontas. Pocahontas tribe is in darn gone Virginia. The Cherokee Nation is in North Carolina, which is where I'm from. So I'm trying to figure out But once again, this is a darn on president who has the vernacular of a fifth grader and don't understand the history of darn on the third president of the United States. I think darn on Jefferson was the third president, right? Y'all don't quote me on that. Let me darn on do my Google search before y'all get to reading me. Y'all read me enough on my darn on ancestry. Who's the third president of the United States?
Thomas Jefferson was the third president.
I got it correct, honey. I be slipping sometimes, but I ain't okay. I still got it. So Thomas Jefferson, third president of the United States. But once again, wouldn't expect for him to know that, let alone the differences between Cherokee and what tribe did Pocahontas belong to?
According to Wikipedia, Pocohantas was the daughter of Powhatan, paramount chief of Senecanica, an alliance of about 30 Algonquian-speaking groups and petty chiefdoms in Tidewater, Virginia.
I knew the name, but I just wanted Google. Thank you, Google. The Powhatan train. Now that's what Google said. Powhatan. Paramount chief of the Tanza Kamakaw, an alliance of about 30 Algonquian speaking groups and petty chiefdoms in Tidewater, Virginia. Tidewater, Virginia versus darn on the mountains of North Carolina. Two totally different states. Now, of course, Cherokee also goes further out towards the Tennessee. It also goes out to Georgia and the South Carolinas. But Virginia was not one of them. So, once again, a little bit of background on Elisabeth Warren. She got into school off of a minority grant. Now, despite the fact that she is a minority, because I guess they forgot about the fact that white women are the most recipients. Matter of fact, let me Google affirmative action right quick. What is affirmative action?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. Affirmative action is the policy of favoring members of a disadvantaged group who suffer or have suffered from discrimination within a culture.
Okay. If y'all go to Google, they give you a little benefit of what affirmative action is. But what they don't tell you is white women are the most beneficiaries of affirmative action. What they also don't tell you about this Harvard is, and they want to re-alter history and make it seem like Native Americans have some sort of special privileges. Once again, all these special privileges of Native Americans, yet they're going through what they're still going through to this day. See, this is the wool they try to pull over people's eyes. They try to take the darn on culture, try to be of the culture, while darn on still at the same time demeaning and darn on trying to oppress the people who is originally of that culture. And Native Americans go through the same thing that black people go through. Because y'all know we go through this. I got a story on the Klansmen. You know, I got a video on Kim Kardashian and K. Michelle. And what I seen, yeah, that's a whole video within itself. We got to dedicate a whole video on the Klansmen again, honey. The commercial KKK. But sticking to Native Americans right now. I'll get to K. Michelle later. She got into college. And she got on a minority grant. In a predominantly white-based school. Now tell me, why do these fools still think to this day that Senator Elisabeth Warren applied for a Native American grant versus applying as a white woman? Because once again, there's still this make-believe story that if you're Native American, that automatically you got rights to a casino, you got rights to land. You got rights to this, that, and the third. You got a free ride to school. You can get a master's degree totally free of charge. Native Americans don't got to pay 1 red cent because they're Native Americans. Okay, if that's true, tell me how come Native Americans got student loans then? If Native Americans supposed to have free ride, how come Native Americans have student loans? If Native Americans have all this land, How come they still fighting for the land? Because you're taking it to they have rights to the land in one sentence. How is you going back and darn going taking it back from them and darn going saying you can still use intimate domain? But the intimate domain is not for a life-saving situation, but for a profit for an oil company that is darn going pumping millions and millions of gallons of oil that don't benefit nobody at all, except for the company, at the expense of people's lives, the immediate Native American tribe, and darn gone poison in the water, which goes into the main system that affects everybody, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, anybody who is not the privileged white 1% that's not on that water in darn gone Flint, Michigan. But Native Americans have all this land and all this, right? And then you expect me to believe that a white woman, during the time that she would have went to college, because I think darn going Senator Elisabeth Warren is about, what, 70 years old? So she went to college during the time of what, around civil rights era? So you telling me during the time of civil rights, where white women had the most benefits out of any minority group, you telling me y'all expect me to believe that she applied for a grant as a Native American when it's been confirmed that the beneficiaries that have the highest degree of affirmative action and had the most privileges is the white woman? When she went to a predominantly white school, y'all, it's not like y'all trying to spin this shit like she went to a HBCU. Y'all saying that she went to Harvard and she benefited off of claiming that she's Native American. But I'm telling you for a fact that she could have been full-blown Native American and would not have had nowhere near the benefits as compared to her being a white woman. So it's more plausible that she got in on being white and darn gone applying for darn gone more, because there is more white grants as far as women. Because women, you have to just be a woman in general. There's far more grants on women grants across the board versus Native Americans. Because once again, when you go to population, you're going into the women population, which transcend throughout all ethnicities, versus this little minuscule darn going grant for Native Americans, which makes up 2.5% of the population. So you telling me that she benefited off of a free ride throughout the most expensive school in history on the Native American grant, off of claiming Native American, versus her being a white woman and would have benefited the most off of affirmative action? Exactly who they think they're talking to? See, they think that darn on all black people are dumb like the company that they keep. They think just because Stacey Dash and, Scarecrow, which is what I call him, because he's the darn gone. Which one didn't have the brain, honey? I think it was the Scarecrow that didn't have the brain. The 10 men didn't have the heart. So Scarecrow darn going brain surgeon. What's his name? I don't even keep up with that ignorance. I try to erase them from my vocabulary. Ben Carson, yeah. Ben Scarecrow Carson. Who supposed to be the brain surgeon fixing everybody's brains but can't fix his darn going own. That's how they think of us. They think about us as the company they keep. They got the angry black woman who still has a make-believe darn going shift up in the White House. We still don't know what does Omarosa do in the White House to this day. We thought she was a correspondent, but that's supposed to be Kellyanne Conway. We thought she supposed to be some form of a public speaker for her, but that's Ann Coulter, the one who claims that she's a Native American too because she's a settler, honey. She's a settler, and she's more Native American than the ones that was here before her settling ass came on over here. Once again, it is appropriation at its most ugliest and most sour milkness. Kellyanne Conway, blonde hair and all, claiming darn going settler heritage as the Native American. But you ain't doing nothing for the Native American people. But darn gone blowing up on darn gone Agent Orange behind. And like I said, darn gone Elizabeth Warren was putting 20 on 10 her dang on self with darn on them cookbooks and stuff back in 1980. But at least I can say that she was out there defending the people. And see, if you're going to walk the walk, you got to talk the talk. Yeah, because once again, you can be white and be Native American. You can be black and be Native American. You can always get adopted into the tribe of which you're talking about. I'm not saying that it wasn't no possibility that your family couldn't have got, but you ain't about to fix up here and tell me that Kellyanne Conway people, who was the darn on people wiping out the darn on heritage, because you come from the descendants of people who didn't know how to brush your teeth too well, carrying your darn on guns and darn on shooting up the tribes and stuff. But you want to claim that you now of the people that your ancestry, your direct lineage wiped out, honey. You ain't about to darn on spin it like you the Elizabeth Warren. Like, I can see Elizabeth Warren being the descendant of the abolitionists, but I can't see it from darn on Kellyanne Conway. I can't see it for Trump. But meanwhile, they still going on this Elizabeth Warren to this day. Now, the Cherokee tribe done got over it at this point. They said, you know what? We're going to do our own investigation. We don't even need her blood work. We can actually pull the facts ourselves. So they went as far as to do a complete investigation into darn going Elizabeth Warren's claims. I get that later. But anyways, they end up doing a complete investigation into Elizabeth Warren's claims and found out that she is indeed of 132th darn Cherokee descent. And that is the official claims of the Cherokee tribe. The Cherokees have ruled that she is indeed of very, very, very distant, minuscule, Native American ancestry. She's 132th Cherokee. So technically, she did not lie. She never said she was Native American. She said she was of Native American descent. The story has been passed down generations. The Cherokee tribe has came out and ruled that she is telling the truth. But despite the fact that the Cherokee tribe has told the truth, their tribe of people haven't said that she's Native. Because once again, in their eyes, they want to believe they're the Native, so they deem that Pocohantas is lying. Because once again, Pocohantas and, the Cherokees, we all just grouped in together. Lumbees, y'all just grouped in together. I conversed with my darn on Native American Kellyanne Conway and Ann Coulter and them, the settlers. And they said that y'all ain't part of the tribe. You see how this demonicness just happens? And speaking of Native Americans, let's go on back to Puerto Rico. Like I said, anybody brown skin, they don't care about. Average darn on Puerto Rican is about anywhere from 7 to 20% darn on Taino, Indian. Look where they at, months without water. But y'all care about the Native Americans though. That's why I'm still confused overall why those two Native American code speakers was even in the war to begin with. Because you're sitting in front of a president who clearly does not give a dang on about your race. He's sitting up here darn going, have you in front of a picture darn going the Jefferson. He's darn going making darn going jokes towards Elizabeth Warren despite the fact the Cherokee tribe has come out and said she is of Cherokee descent. We have deemed her part of the Cherokee tribe. But y'all still want to override the tribe that she claims that they confirm. Because once again, white supremacy don't care. If it don't fit their agenda, they don't care. So they're still coming after this woman to this day, even in conversations that did not have nothing to do with them. Elizabeth Warren did not have nothing to do with that conversation. Darn going, what the Cherokees deemed her as did not have nothing to do with Trump. Yet they still going after this woman to this day. And you don't see the misogyny in that as well. You're going after a white woman to this day off of darn going being educated. Went through Harvard. Once again, it's always those Harvard grads. It don't matter whether you're black or white. Because they went after darn on Michelle Obama and questioning her. But she had a darn on 4.0 GPA, got in with darn on honors and everything. Come from darn on humble beginnings, worked her ass off. I think she went through Harvard and Yale. She met darn on President Obama, I want to believe, in Harvard after she finished in Yale. So she went to two high-end darn on colleges off of her education. Elisabeth Warren, a darn on white woman who did not have to darn on answer to the darn on white a white darn on Klansman, went to school, humble beginnings, similar story, except she had a little bit more privilege being white instead of the darn on Cherokee. Because they said that she didn't even start claiming the Cherokee lineage until after she got the darn on job and was in the school. The document they keep saying that she's had where she signed Native American descent, that was after already the darn on paperwork and stuff was signed and she got the job. Because she knew darn on well if she would have put that Native American down there beforehand, honey, she would have been at a disqualifying chance. So Elisabeth Warren, I got to call you out too. Now maybe you found out that you was of Cherokee descent beforehand, but I got to question that. Elisabeth Warren, I got to call you to the darn on stand because you've been saying that this Cherokee was in you for throughout your whole family history. They told tales of you. So I can't even give you that excuse why you just signed Cherokee on that darn on form right when you got in. Why is that, Elizabeth? Because you know that your folks, your Donald Trumps and stuff, wouldn't have let you got through that school because you claimed Cherokee. That's her excuse right there. And I don't know why she don't say it. Because that means she would have to come out and come out and say that they are just right. She wants to be PC because she's white, and in these times we want to group all white people as races. No, we don't group all white people as races. So I'm trying to figure out why don't Elisabeth Warren just come out and say it. That you darn gone didn't claim that Cherokee until after you got that job because you would have been at a 50% disqualifier, just like if my name's Lawan, honey. When they see my name, they're trying to figure out what it is. Because my name is translated in 16 different languages, but darn gone pale sour milk porcelain ain't one of them. And my name is translated in Spanish. My name is translated in French. My name is translatable in Latin. So the list goes on and on. Asian culture, Lawan, black, you got a Deshaun. I'm the only Lawan, so it sounds black enough, but then they still trying to figure that out. Elisabeth Warren, they just knew that was an old white name, but then they said, she put that native down there. We ain't gonna look at. So go ahead and say it, Elizabeth. You didn't darn on put that native during your college years because you benefited more off of the darn on affirmative actions of a white woman. And that you're not that much native anyway. I don't believe she's really of the culture. I think she got more into the culture as she got older, which is probably why she darn on put it by the time she became the professor there at Harvard. I don't know. I would love for Elisabeth Warren to come out more about that information, but she definitely don't owe the Klansmen no explanations at all. Like I said, the Cherokee tribe got their answers out of her. Technically, she don't owe nobody shit. But I personally, from one person of Cherokee descent to another, I would love to know Elisabeth Warren's story on this because it does seem a little iffy. However, how iffy her story seems, that don't have nothing to do with her education. We don't confirm that her education did not have nothing to do with her ethnicity at all. Darn on Trump is just more so butthurt that darn on two women actually managed to get in school on their own merit without they darn on father having to darn on pay for a section of darn on Harvard and him darn on getting $20 million to start a business. Because our president who used words like bigly is also of Harvard. Now you tell me how the hell did darn on President Trump get in Harvard, but he don't even know the basic vernacular to even darn on converse like a darn on president of the United States. Once again, that goes to show that white racist supremacy and darn on that hierarchy system When you got that billionaire dollar, it can get you anything, including the presidency. And you can be dumber than a box of rocks. And whether you are a white woman, such as Elisabeth Warren, or if you're a black woman, such as darn on Michelle Obama, you still got to work 10 times harder to get half the recognition. Now, Elizabeth Warren, you got to work 5 times harder to get the recognition of darn on Trump, who don't even got a tenth of your intellect. Darn on Michelle Obama got to work twice as hard as you as a white woman, but got to work 10 times as harder as darn on Trump to just be seen. And darn on Michelle Obama is the, no offense, Elizabeth, but Michelle Obama is worth more than you and Trump times 10. She got to work 10 times as hard just to get darn on half the recognition. You got to work 5 times harder to get half the recognition. And you wonder why we still can't get nowhere. Because people still, like I said, this is just a hot mess all over, y'all. I love to know y'all thoughts on this. I done spoke about this a little bit too long, but darn on self. Yeah, I got to get to darn on returning phone calls to clients, but y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. Lord Jesus, this editing's going to be a bitch, honey. I got 2 videos that's over a half-hour long, Lord Jesus. But anyways, y'all leave y'all thoughts about this. What are y'all thoughts on Native Americans actually fighting in World War II? Or any darn on black people at this point? Like I said, I understand us black folks fighting in the Civil War. But I'm trying to figure out why we still got black people employed in the Army today. I wasn't on the defense when they banned transgenders, because I was like, well, hell, we don't need to be in there either. Why is any minority fighting in the Army? Let them go fight their own battles. So even though I was against the circumstances of the transgenders being banned, I couldn't really fight for them to get back in, because I was like, we shouldn't be there no way. Black people shouldn't be there no way. Native Americans damn sure shouldn't be there. Let them fight their own battles. But once again, I want to hear y'all thoughts on this. What are y'all thoughts on them Native Americans sitting up there going through that bullshit darn on half-ass darn on flip-flopping darn on ceremony Trump was giving? What are y'all thoughts on them darn on Native Americans being talked to like they were some dogs in front of the darn on picture of Jefferson? What are y'all thoughts on Elisabeth Warren and her Native American ancestry? Despite the fact that the Cherokee tribe has claimed her, that you got a president who's still going after her. I'd love to know y'all thoughts on all this. We'll converse in the comments, and I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.